Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka G-Lawrence33, and I am here with a breakdown and analysis of the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. It just dropped this morning, and man, oh man, this is a great trailer. We know that it follows right after the events of Avengers Endgame. And woo, Avengers Endgame is killing it at the box office. It just crossed 2 billion the other day, and we're gonna see if Endgame has what it takes to surpass Titanic as the highest grossing movie of all time, which I think it will. But Spider-Man Far From Home, this trailer has major spoilers for Endgame in it, so you guys know the deal there. The trailer does start off with a spoiler warning from Tom Holland, which we'll see in just a sec. And then we get into the trailer, and basically we know, the main thing about this movie is Peter dealing with, now he has to step up. He has to become a bigger hero. He is an Avenger, but now he has to become more of an Avenger because stuff has changed. Tony is gone. The face of the Avengers, Tony Stark, he's now dead. Same thing with Captain America. Captain America, he, left the MCU to go live with Peggy, and now he's old, so now he can't be Captain America anymore. Thor's with the Guardians of the Galaxy in space. Same thing with Captain Marvel. Hawkeye's retired. Black Widow's dead. And we don't know where Bruce Banner is. So, yes, the Earth has changed, and you can argue that the Earth is more vulnerable than ever because yes, now even Thanos has been defeated, but a lot of the Avengers that protected the Earth for so long are no longer there. So things, are going to change, and it's going to be interesting. Endgame was a tribute to the OG Avengers, and now in Phase 4 and beyond, it's now time for the new Avengers to step up, like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man. It's now their time to be the leaders of the MCU, and I think that's what we're going to see in this movie, and I'm very excited for it. We don't really see a lot of the elementals, which we know that's going to be the big villains of this movie. We know they're planting the seeds for a Sinister Six movie, which could be an Avengers film, or that could lead into Spider-Man 3 or 4, whatever they have planned for Peter Parker after this movie. But definitely, we do see Nick Fury a lot in this trailer, and this is definitely, going to be a great movie, a great way to end 2019 for Marvel Studios. But enough of me talking. Let's get down into analyzing this trailer. All right, let's go.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer is about to play, but if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching because there's some serious spoilers about to come up. But if you have seen Avengers Endgame, enjoy the trailer.
Alright, so there you have it, Tom Holland with a quick spoiler warning. You could see this trailer is basically about 3 minutes, but only 11 seconds of it is Tom Holland, giving us that spoiler warning. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the trailer.
Everywhere I go.
So the first shot we see of Spider-Man in this trailer is, you can see he's in the Iron Spider suit. Alright, he's back in New York. Looks like he's in the Bronx, but he is in New York, and we know that Spider-Man Far From Home takes place, moments after Endgame, and we don't know how much time. We don't know if it's a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, but we do see Peter. He's in the Iron Spider suit, and you can see he's looking at a photo of Iron Man on a building. And we know the relationship between Peter Parker and Tony Stark in the MCU. Peter looks up to Tony like a third father. If you guys know the Peter Parker origin story, he lost his parents when he was young, moved in with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben dies right as Peter Parker is becoming Spider-Man. We all know with power comes responsibility. And now you can see now in the MCU, Peter's lost a third father in Tony Stark, and it's really gonna hit him hard in this movie, and we see that throughout this trailer.
See his face.
So you can see how emotional Peter is. Everywhere I go, I see his face. I would love to see a scene in this movie where we see Peter maybe visit Tony's graveyard. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in the backyard of his lake house, or they didn't show, I don't think they showed an Endgame where Tony was buried, but I would definitely love to see that. When I did my live reaction, I was already getting emotional just seeing that, man. And you could hear, the Avengers, they have a little bit of the Avengers music in the background.
I really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too.
So you guys can hear the Avengers music, and we see Happy Hogan. Hogan's been another mentor of Peter Parker, and we know the relationship between Happy Hogan and Tony Stark. You know, Happy Hogan was Tony's assistant for so many years, but also he was a close friend. And you could see, we don't see Hogan a lot in the MCU these days, but we seen him in all these Spider-Man movies, and you know, we know that he's also dealing with Tony's death just like Peter is. So that's going to be interesting to see how their relationship is affected by Tony's death. And you can see, look how emotional Peter is right now. It's going to take him a while before he can get over and try to heal from Tony's death.
I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
So notice that Hogan says, I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't think you were going to be here after he was gone. So Tony would have never sacrificed himself. Because we saw in Infinity War and in Endgame, Peter being gone, it affects Tony a lot. And it's one of the reasons why he develops, the time travel. And it's one of the reasons why he tries so hard to reverse the snap, because he wants Peter to come back. Because he sees a lot of himself in Peter. And, Tony would want to die knowing that Peter's okay. And he's going to be there to, continue protecting the Earth in the future. And I love that. I love that there.
He would have done. Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
So we see I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, man, just thinking about Tony Stark. But we see Peter, or Spider-Man, he's in the Iron Spider suit. We can see the spider legs and everything. The suit designed by Tony Stark. We could see he's fighting crime. It looks like, I don't know if this is like a restaurant, it looks like.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
And you can see the police officer asks Peter, you're gonna be the next Iron Man now? So, and that is the theme of this trailer. We see that mentioned a couple times. Are you gonna be the next Iron Man? Like, the world is, is still grieving over the loss of Tony Stark, but they can see, Tony Stark is still in the world because he lives through Peter Parker. And, I'm hoping that somehow we get, Tony Stark as like Peter's AI in the future, maybe in this movie. I don't know if, Marvel Studios is going to do that, but if they do, that would be awesome.
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs. Oh. I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work because I am going on vacation.
So we can see there they tease far from home, which means Peter's not going to be in New York for a while because he's going on vacation with a lot of his school friends.
Heads up, Nick Fury's calling you.
So we see Peter flying through, New York, and he's still in the Iron Spider suit here. And, Hogan tells Peter, Nick Fury's calling you. We know Nick Fury, he's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's in contact with the Avengers around the world, because if anything pops up, he needs to be in contact with the Avengers so they can, continue keeping the planet safe. And we know, as we talked about at the beginning of the trailer, a lot of the OG Avengers are now gone. They're no longer here with us. So now Peter has to be one of the Avengers to step up and, take on a bigger role, as now he has to fight crime on a higher level, knowing that, Tony and Captain America are no longer here.
I don't really want to talk to Nick Fury. Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
I gotta go. You do not ghost Nick Fury.
So now we see Peter Parker. He declines Nick Fury's call, and Nick Fury, he's not gonna just stand down and be ignored by Peter like that.
What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip. I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh, I think MJ really likes me. That reminds me when I first fell in love.
So we see here they're developing the relationship between Peter Parker and Mary Jane, as those two are going to become a lot closer in this film. And you know, we see them go on vacation, and this is the point where Nick Fury, he finally finds Spider-Man.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
So we see Peter Parker here. He's in the homecoming suit. But if you guys remember from the teaser trailer, he decided not to take the homecoming suit with him. Maybe because it reminds him too much of Tony, and he's not in that, the position to wear the suit right now. I don't know. Or maybe he just wants to focus on his vacation. Europe doesn't need Spider-Man. So what I think, if that is true, Nick Fury probably goes to Peter's house. Probably when Peter's not there, and probably grabs the suit for Peter and, brings it to him in Europe.
This is...
So you see here, I guess this is basically S.H.I.E.L.D. Underground, which is, we see Nick Fury, he's done this multiple times in the MCU, build these underground bases. And you can see here we have Mysterio. There's rumors saying that he could be from a different timeline, which this could set up the MCU multiverse. I'm not sure. But hey. And they've also said if Tony Stark was like a father figure to Peter, then Mysterio's like the cool uncle.
Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world? Beck is from Earth.
So notice, he says, we could use somebody like you from my world. Let me put the volume up so you guys can hear that.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world? Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap tore a hole in our dimension.
So there you have it. There we have it. The setup for the MCU multiverse is there. He just said it. The snap, Thanos' snap, and the Avengers going back in time, it created rifts in time. It made new timelines. And now we see Mysterio, he's not from, the main MCU timeline. So they're setting up the multiverse. This is thus, seeds being planted for the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, all these new characters that come to the MCU, and all these other villains that come in the future.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do. You're coming with us.
And there you have it. Peter Parker says, just tell me there's a multiverse. So it's confirmed. The MCU multiverse is happening, and it begins in Spider-Man Far From Home.
There's gotta be someone else you can use. What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel? Unavailable.
So you can see here, Peter, he doesn't really want to work right now because, he wants to enjoy his vacation. Plus, he doesn't want to risk his identity being found out by his friends. But, hey, and he also brings up how there's other Avengers you can use, like Thor and Captain Marvel, but none of them are available right now. And the other Avengers are, gone or dead. So Peter has to step up.
But I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
With the volume up again.
But I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Here we have more Peter in the stealth suit. Peter making, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But one thing that's interesting is, if you guys remember from Civil War, Peter was begging, and that was also a plot point in the beginning of Homecoming. Peter was begging Tony Stark for, harder missions. He wanted to go on these big Avengers missions, and now, it's ironic that at the beginning, Peter wanted to, do this kind of stuff, but now, here we are in Far From Home, and he doesn't. He wants to just go on vacation, be like a kid. But Nick Fury's going to make it clear to Peter, like, you are one of the, most powerful beings on the planet, and we need you. It's time for you to step up and grow up. You can't be a kid forever. You got to enter adulthood soon.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
So Nick Fury's like, you went to space with Tony Stark. Like, come on. And there's a lot of Earth heroes that have never been to space. So you can see Peter's had a lot of interesting experience in the last couple of years.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I am Spider-Man.
So we see Mysterio here. He's playing a little bit more of that cool uncle role. You could see the scene here where they're at the bar.
You've been to space.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back.
See? So they're kind of like at a bar, he's drinking a beer, he's drinking, like, I don't know, it's that orange juice or whatever. But you can see, Peter's gonna have to, man up in this movie.
On my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ,
I'm Spider-Man.
So MJ, it's like, we know MJ's really smart. We saw this a lot in Homecoming. She's not afraid to, speak her mind. And she's like, I know you're Spider-Man, Peter. It's going to be very interesting to see how this conversation goes, in the movie itself.
no, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
So, Peter, how are you going to get out of this one?
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die. Oh my god.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
I always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
So we could see there more that the world needs the next Iron Man. Peter wants to follow in Tony's footsteps and be the next Iron Man. But I feel like we're going to see a lot of, I can't just be the next Iron Man. I have to be Spider-Man. I have to be the hero that the world needs. Iron Man was the hero that the world needed for all those years. Same thing with Captain America, but now they're not here no more. So now Spider-Man needs to be the hero that the world can depend on. Not just New York, not just Europe, but the entire world. The entire multiverse, in fact.
You going to step up or not? You going to step up?
And here we have an Iron Man memorial. It's just seeming, somebody painted, Iron Man's mask on a wall, and you could see candles being left. People paying tribute to Iron Man because he was such an iconic world figure.
Up or not?
And there you have the Spider-Man Far From Home music being played in the background, and that's about it. So to be honest, there's still a lot of details from this film we don't know. We know that Peter's going on a trip with his friends, and he has to step up. He doesn't want to be working, but if he wants to be the next Iron Man, you got to realize that, hey, you don't get to choose when you be a hero. You have to be a hero when the world comes calling. And that's going to be, a big thing for Peter. Plus, he's dealing with Tony's death. And, it's going to be interesting how all these different plot dynamics line up in the movie. But I'm very excited. I trust Marvel Studios. They did good with Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think they'll continue that with Spider-Man Far From Home. Plus, it looks like Mysterio, they set up the multiverse in this trailer. They're making it clear, like, hey, I'm from a different timeline. And, they're making Mysterio look like a good guy. But I'm telling you, it's classic Marvel Studios. At some point in this movie, Mysterio will turn on Peter. It's going to be very interesting to see how they do that.
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man. You work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man.
And we see Hogan here. He's saving MJ and a bunch of Peter's friends. And he's making it clear, I don't work for Spider-Man, but I work with him. Because, Tony, made Peter Happy's responsibility.
New plan.
And we can see the jet Hogan was using gets destroyed in this movie, which could be very interesting. There's also a chance, you never know. I would not be surprised if Happy dies in this movie. Marvel Studios, they always have one big character death. So, you never know. Maybe they'll sacrifice Happy in this movie. I don't know. But, overall, good trailer. There's a lot they're hiding about this movie. But we'll find out more as we get closer. We still have like 2 more months before this movie even releases. So, can't wait. I hope you guys enjoyed this trailer. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown and analysis. If you guys want more videos like this from me, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Peace.